This video is for anyone trying to get the look of locks without actually committing to permanent locks, or if you want to make your locks look more realistic. I feel like soft locks don't really do it for me, and I like the look of goddess locks and some other crochet or wraparound locks, but this is by far my favorite method to do my locks. I've been doing this method for a couple of years now, and over time I've found what works best for doing these locks temporarily without the risk of your hair locking up as well. I have some curly bulk human hair that I use to make the lock extensions, and I don't make them with blunt tips or with a loop like you might see with other methods that people do. So I take a piece from the bundle and then hold it really taut so I can see if it corresponds to the size that I'm going for, which was a medium-sized lock. Compared to other methods of making locks, what I do differently is that first I stretch and pull the tips of the hair so that it's not blunt but tapered, and I can then use this feathered bit to wrap around my roots. What you then need is a crochet hook. You can use any type of crochet hook you've got available, but I bought a set of lock tools and it came with a single, double and triple mouth hook. My favorite to use is the double, which is what I'm using here. I start crocheting the lock from the top, and when I feel it's adequately locked in that region at the top, then I move on to the middle. I begin rolling the lock between my fingers, my thumb and my index finger, and I continue to pull the crochet hook in and out of the hair. I didn't really focus on getting all the hair strands because I wanted a very flexible lock. I did this up until where I wanted to stop, which is just about 2 inches, 3 inches away from the bottom. So I have enough room for the curly end, so I get that, curly end look for my looks.
Think about it, don't think, no stress, don't think about it, don't think, no stress, don't think about it, don't think, no stress, don't think about it, don't think, no stress.
I made about 76 locks in total using 3.5 bundles of the 18 inches bulk curly hair. So if you want to recreate this style of locks using this method, then that's the amount you probably need as well. You could probably get away with just using 3 bundles, but maybe you just need the 4th just to be safe. I just love using Aunt Jackie's hair products for anything curl related or natural hair. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So here I'm just testing how I thought I was going to define the curls after washing the hair before I install it. So I just practiced doing a comb curl on the ends, and I'm sure you can see it as well. Look how lovely the curly bits look. At this stage, I'm actually very happy with the way the locks formed and the way the curly ends look. But me being me, never being satisfied with just leaving things as they are, I didn't stop here. I decided to bleach and dye the locks, which you would see completely change the curl pattern. So this is what the locks look like after bleaching and dyeing. If you're going to do the same as me, please don't. Then I'll advise you do a test patch or test dye process on a singular lock to avoid ruining all your hard work. Luckily for me, mine didn't turn out too bad after bleaching and dyeing. I actually quite liked it in the end. Now to install the locks, you need a crochet latch hook. The first step is to put the hook through the lock extension from the bottom all the way through to the top, just right under the feathered tip. And you then want to hold it really tight to avoid the lock from coming off the hook, just like that. With the latch of the hook open, you'd want to take the end of your plait or braid and wrap your hair around the hook a couple of times. Then you close the hook and pull your hair through the lock extension, just like that. Instead of just dragging my hair out of the hook, I gently unravel my hair and hold the lock from the top before I pull the lock down to cover my exposed plait or braid. I then put the crochet hook through the root of my hair or plait and pull the feathered or stretched tip of the lock through. I make sure everything is in place and feels right before I stretch the tip out a bit, which is the tip of the lock, and I then start wrapping it around. I do this a couple of times before I take my latch hook again and just pull whatever is left through the lock continuously till there's nothing really left. It doesn't seem like this method of wrapping and then pulling through the lock will be secure, but for as long as I've been doing this method, I've never had a lock come out, even with regularly washing my hair. So for all visual learners like me, I show how I put in the locks a couple more times so that you can watch it over and over again to get the hang of it. If you're finding this tutorial helpful, I'll kindly ask for you to click the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up so I know you've enjoyed the video so far. liking how it looks a little bit here. So after the whole installation, I trimmed the ends and then applied some of the curling cream all over. That random curl you can see in the front was from me just trying to see how another curl pattern would look. I plan on probably using a curling wand or flexi rods, or even doing a braid out or a twist out later on, but for now I'm just too lazy to do that. So me being lazy to curl the ends one by one, I just dipped my hair in hot water because that's the easiest way to define the curls a bit. And then I put on a hair scarf just to see if, it'll make my roots lay flatter. This is what the back looks like using this method. I believe it would have looked even better if I'd kept the tips of the locks darker when I bleached and dyed it. But overall, it looks really good to me, and it probably would look better over time as the locks age. But yeah, I'm a lock babe now. No one can tell me any different. The way the colour turned out after bleaching and dyeing the locks, I was actually scared I was going to start looking like Ashake, lonely at the top. So I had to put on some makeup just to see the full potential of this hairstyle. I know it already looks good on me as a side part or middle part, so here I'm just trying out, the real ultimate lock babe hairstyle, which is that pineapple lock hairstyle. So I've used leftovers from my lock extensions, which I've made into like a really long rope kind of twist, which is what I then used to wrap around my hair to create this style. A fan in my room, but can you see how this is just blowing through my hair like I've got bundles in? I mean, this hair makes me feel like I'm a real lock babe. If you've enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think about this style and method in the comments. I'll see you again soon. XOXO from me Locs.